So what's happening right now in the marketplace is that if you're manually optimizing your campaigns every single day, you may have better decisions and a better overview on the feel of the account, how to optimize and how to scale. However, I do know for a fact is that bots and automations and other services are pretty much leaving us in the smokes when it comes to salvaging spend, increasing budgets faster, scaling campaigns, increasing bids, and turning ads back on that were previously shut off due to attribution. And they're doing that while we sleep. So in this training, we're going to review how to create automated rules and how to use these rules in your business or in a client business, showing you the mindset and the logic behind each rule and how you can apply these today. Note, these are from the playbooks. You're getting a sneak preview of what's going to be in the playbook. And these rules are essentially templated where you can implement them as is, but I highly recommend that you implement them depending on your specific situation in your client's business or in your own business. So let's go into the automated rules. Hit the sandwich bar on the left-hand side, click automated rules, and you'll come into this screen here. So the first rule that we want to create, and the first rule that I highly recommend everyone create, is the automatic shutoff rule. This is looking at the lifetime spend of an ad, and essentially the logic is this. If an ad on the ad set level, so we're optimizing at the ad level, so an ad at the ad level, if an ad has spent 2 to 3 KPI and it hasn't gotten a sale or a lead, it's not going to perform. So I would like to shut that off as soon as possible. So the way to create this rule, it's based on 2 to 3x KPI, and it's based on your CPA or CPL. Now, there's a few nuances here that to customize this into your own business, we need to take into account two things. The first is your discrepancy, and the second is how much you're actually comfortable with spending, or if you have history in the account, what is the optimal spend for you to know if an ad is going to perform or not. So the first thing is discrepancy. So if you know that Facebook and your ad account and your particular ad account is either over-reporting or it's only 80% accurate or whatever situation you're in, you need to make sure that you calculate that in terms of the KPIs for the spend and as well as the CPA or CPL. The second thing is that if you have history in the account, and this is where it's really important to know your account better than anyone else, is if you have history in the account and let's say you're doing lead generation for a webinar funnel, taking applications on the back end and, closing people on the phone. So let's say for a lead generation campaign, you know that on the webinar funnel, you can pay up to $10 to $15 a lead and you're still profitable. But on some cases, you're comfortable spending $17 up to $17 a webinar lead because you know that the application is going to be within KPI. So that's taking into account the bottom line KPI, which is applications. Okay. So if you know that with the bottom line KPI, meaning the CPA applications are within your numbers, and you can pay more per lead to get an application within your numbers, then that's what you want to use here. So for example, let's go back to the $17 per lead example. If I'm comfortable spending $17, but I know if I spend $18 or $20 per lead, it's not going to be profitable. So then I would put this rule of if I've spent more than $17 and I still haven't gotten a lead, shut this ad off immediately. Okay. And the way that you would set this up, we have one actually running. If I spent $10 to turn off ads, we've applied this to 50 ads. So you can apply this on the ad account level, selecting ads and then applying a rule. I would recommend you creating these rules through that avenue, but you can go in and edit the rules here. So if to these ads, turn these ads off if they spend $10 and have gotten no leads over the lifetime, and run this continuously. Okay, so that's the first thing. This will help you optimize while you sleep. And if you do this to all your ads that are active, for example, all the ads of in your ad account, in your ad sets, and some ad sets are turned off, you want to also set up, let me show you a notification rule. So to all active ad sets, if the ads are turned off, just send yourself a notification and spent is less than, let's say it's less than $100 or whatever your spend is, have it notify you and say, hey, check out this ad set. This ad set is no longer spending because all the ads have been shut off by rules. That'll help you make your next best move on that ad set. Okay. The second rule that we want to create, this is again another automatic shutoff, and this is based on trending campaigns or trending ads. So if an ad is trending out of KPI in the last 7 days, including today, this is a way you can create the rule here, including today, I want to shut it off because essentially this ad is only trending out of KPI. And it's been more, if it's more than 3 days of, if the ad spend or the cost per lead or cost per acquisition. All right. So the second form of rules that you want to set up is the automated restart. So there's two ways you can set these rules up. The logic behind this is if an ad is coming back into KPI over the last 7 days, and I want to turn it back on. So the first way you can do it is if this ad has gone a late attribution of purchases. So if it's gone a purchase that's more than 0, so if it's gone a purchase or an opt-in, depending on your conversion event, I'll show you how to create it in a second. In the last 7 days, turn it on. The other way to do it is if the cost per acquisition or the cost per lead is below KPI in the last 7 days, and the impression is less than 100 in the last 12 hours, turn it back on. So what this means, why we added the impressions, is because this confirms that this ad was off. Because an ad that's turned off is not going to get any impressions. So let's show you how to create each one right now. So the first one, if your, say, purchases, you can use results. And the key side note here is if you're using custom conversions, you'll need to use results because the results, when you're optimizing at the ad set level, filters down the custom conversion. There's no custom conversion option in here, at least not yet. So when the custom conversion gets filtered down into a result. So when you're using custom conversions for now, just use the result column. If you're using standard events, then you're going to want to use the website conversions, so the pixel. And these are all the standard events: lead, checkout, completed registration, purchases, content views, etc. So here we're going to be doing, let's just do results. If your result is greater than 0, and that's it, the result's greater than 0 in the last 7 days. And then you do here, last 7 days, including today. Run this continuously. You turn the ad back on. So all paused ads, you turn them back on if your results, so your purchases, are greater than 0 in the last 7 days, including today. Run that continuously. Give this rule the name. And the way that we name these rules, the nomenclature would be the funnel that you're doing or the offer. So it would be offer name, and then the action, turn on, and then the rule or the settings, if purchases. This will help you when you're adding rules, existing rules to current ads, is that you don't need to go into this rule setting to figure out what this rule exactly does. So this nomenclature really does help so you can systemize and better organize your rules. So that's the first one. To create the second one that you can create, again, these are two options for the same thing, is if my cost per result, so my KPI, is smaller than my KPI. So the cost per result is smaller than my KPI. My KPI is $15. Put $15 in here. And here we want to use an impressions. So because these ads were technically shut off, we want to ensure that these ads were shut off. So lifetime impressions. So impressions have to be smaller than 100. So we know for sure this ad was shut off, and the cost per result is less than my KPI. The last 7 days, including today, turn it back on, CPA less than KPI. So that's how you do the automated restart. So let's go into the third set of rules, and these are about scaling and adjusting your manual bids. So the first one is scaling. So how can I automatically scale an ad set that is performing very well? And how do I do that either by percentages or by dollar amounts? So essentially all you need to do is increase the budget, say 20% every 2 days. So if your conversions are greater than 0, meaning you're getting conversions in the last 3 days, and if your CPA is less than your KPI in the last 3 days. So let's go ahead and show you how this one is done. So these are two simple rules that you can add. So it's making sure that you're getting conversions as well as these conversions are within KPI. That's all it is. Okay. So adjust the budget and let's do increase daily budget because this is just a simple horizontal scale. So on all active ad sets, increase daily budget, you can either do a dollar amount or a percentage. You can do a simple 20% every day or every 3 days, and you can add a cap. So if you don't want your ad set to go above, let's say $200 a day, you can add the cap right here. $200 and the action frequency. So it'll scale this once daily. So it'll do it on your behalf. So what are the rules that need to happen? If your results are greater than 0 and if your cost per result is smaller than, let's say you're doing e-commerce and your CPA is $60, remove this lifetime impression. Facebook always wants to put this lifetime impression for you. Don't worry about it. And put in the last 3 days. So that means I have enough data, meaning for the last 3 days, I'm getting purchases, or let's actually put purchase here because this is an e-commerce example. Let's do purchases is greater than 0. Cool. So if my CPA is less than 60, that means I'm in KPI and my cost per purchase or my, I did that wrong, huh? The purchase actual, here it is. There it is. And my Facebook purchases is greater than 0, meaning I'm getting purchases less than KPI in the last 3 days. Scale it every single day for 20%. You can do more, you can do less, you can do it hourly, you can be very aggressive, you can be very risk averse, doing it weekly. Once daily is fine. 20%. Leave a bid cap so you don't have to, so you don't scale this ad set to $1,000 if you don't have that budget. And then I would run this continuously, or you can run it daily. Since this is a daily, I would leave it at daily, and then you name the rule accordingly. So it's a pretty simple setup. And the same thing is going to be with the adjusting the automated bid. So let's say you're doing manual bidding, target cost, or you're doing lowest cost with a bid cap. Typically, the bid cap is the one that you're going to be doing the raising on. The target cost, you might not want to do the raise on. So let's do it here on the ads set. And let's do adjust manual bid. Let's increase the bid. And the increase the bid you can do for these depending what you're doing. So for target cost, if you have a specific target cost at $20, for example, if you're not getting spend, then you need to go ahead and increase that target cost. Because usually what happens when you do target cost is you're not bidding high enough and you're not getting spend. So the target cost, I would do an increase of maybe 5, 10%, but I want to run that every single hour. If I'm doing lowest cost with the bid cap, I would actually do that at less amount. So maybe I'm increasing the budget by, or at a higher frequency, maybe increasing the budget by 20%. And I do that every day. So the reason why we do that is, again, the optimization and the difference in the way that the algorithm works. So let's say we're doing this for target cost, right? I'm going to increase my bid, let's say 10%. I don't want the target cost. I don't want to bid, for example, for an action or a conversion more than $50. This one I'm going to do hourly because target cost typically is the one that is I can't get enough spend or impressions on an ad, so I need to increase this budget continuously. That's what we've seen typically. So for this one, let me show you. If I'm not getting impressions for that day, I want to set the maximum bid cap at 1x KPI and I want to run hourly. So let me show you here for the target cost example. So my impressions smaller than 100, meaning I'm not getting any spend, not getting anything shown because I'm not bidding high enough on this particular ad set. And then I only want to bid more than my KPI for target cost. And this one is only for today. and I want to run this continuously. So it does the action every single hour, checks continuously to ensure that that I'm getting spend, or if I'm not getting spend, then it increases the bid. You can also do the inverse. If you're bidding too much and you might be at a KPI, you can decrease the bid. But typically, I only see the use case really right now, a universal rule of thumb for increasing the bid by 10%. And then you would name it again, increasing target cost 10% if I'm getting throttled on this ad set because I'm not spending enough. And the same thing for the bid cap. The bid cap, you would typically do that if you're not getting cost within result, or if you want to continue to scale that ad set for bid cap. It's a different story, but these are the universal automated rules that you can apply to your clients or your own accounts. If you have any questions in particular how to customize these to your particular situation, that's what we're here for. I think that's the most important thing that we can help you with, because these, again, are templates. These are rules of thumb. These can work as is, but they need to be customized for your particular use case, your discrepancy, your budget, your funnel, as well as your account history. Looking forward to supporting you, help you guys in the group. If you have any questions, please tag me, and let's go from here.
All right, hey, if your business is doing $20,000 to $50,000 per month, and you're kind of like stuck in this little spot there. You're running most of the things by yourself. You're doing pretty well, but you don't really have like a team built, and you want to start scaling, and you know that paid traffic is going to allow you to do that, but you're just kind of not sure how to get that whole thing working, and how do you manage all of this along with everything that's on your plate. If that's you, then I've got something for you right now. What we've done is we put a program together that I call the Directive, and it's geared just for people like you that are in your spot right now. It's meant to help you get over that hump and be able to put the processes and systems in place that not only extend across your paid advertising, but also into the back end of your business, so that you can scale up your business to the six-figure mark per month and beyond. That's exactly what this is designed for. And we've got a private group here that we've limited to 30 select entrepreneurs that are in that space right now, where you're doing at least $20,000 per month, and you want to start putting systems and people in place and start growing and scaling in a time leveraged manner using paid traffic and get to that six-figure per month mark. We're able to help our customers rapidly get to that mark inside of this program that we call the Directive. Now, like I said, it's limited to just 30 entrepreneurs that fit this criteria. And even though you may have these base criteria here, we still may not be a good fit. So if you're in that spot and you would like to work with me and my team in a one-to-one manner on your ads, your offers, and your funnels, along with the back end of your business, so that we can get you in that spot where we can take you from where you are now to six figures plus per month, then go ahead and click the link that we're going to put in the comments below this video, and it's going to take you out to a page where you can apply to talk with one of us on the team. You may talk to me, and you may end up talking to one of my other team members, who is one of our qualified trainers, also an agency owner, very good friend of mine. We will only work with the best people. You may talk to me or one of those trainers, and we'll talk about your business and see if this is a good fit for you or not. We'll answer all your questions, make it real simple. Like I said, only if you meet that criteria. You got to be doing at least $20,000 per month, and you want to start putting systems and stuff in place so that you can leverage paid traffic and get to six figures per month. All right? So if you meet that criteria and you want to talk further, see if the Directive is a good fit for you, fill out the form below. We'll get on the phone, talk with you, see if it's a good fit. If it is, we can talk about what it would look like to move forward so that we can help you more one-to-one, get to where you want to be. To the victor belong the spoils. This is Jason Hornung.